So this is my Team Bardock deck. So I'm still going with this old school Bardock, the BT3 Bardock from the third set. So has the effect when you when this card attacks the leader card, draw a card. I prefer leaders that have draw effects because it's the draw engine I'm trying to get to. Combo cards, this is a combo deck. Awaken, we have 4 less life. You can choose up to 2 of your energies, switch from tactical mode to flip this card over. And that's very useful because you tend to combo in this deck to trigger off effects, so you want to be able to untap energies. Unwavering Justice Bardock. This is Awaken side. When he attacks, period, not just the leader, you draw a card. That's his first auto. His second auto is once per turn. When your Saiyan is KO'd, this card gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So this is very useful, especially if you create the scenario like use Guinea. You can see she's a blocker. Use her to block. She's a Saiyan. Use her to block. She'll die. Then Bardock's Awakened side will trigger. He'll get 5,000 boost, so he'll be a 20k leader for the duration of the turn. So there's synergy there for that. That's the most common time you'll trigger his that part of his Awaken effect is when you you block Bikini, and you'll trigger that effect. There's another Bardock that's pretty good, worth playing. He's the Goku lineage one, and he lets you pop battle cards and take a life, so you can self-awaken. So there's a couple options. I have both, so I can switch between whichever leader. As long as they're Bardock, I could always play her for free. So we have one of the new Grade 8 Bardocks. He's from the draft box. He's a 20k double strike 4 drop. Auto, if your leader card is yellow at the end of the battle in which you comboed with this card from your hand, play this card. Play this card. So that's awesome. And it costs 2 to combo with this, so essentially you could get them out into play just for 2 energy. Second auto, when you play this card, draw 1 card, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. Interesting enough, that does come into play because you can utilize that in order to play Unwavering Solidary Toro, because he has the ability that you could play him for free, without paying synergy costs. If your opponent has 2 or more battle cards in rest mode, so that does come into play a lot of times. Also, the fact that this is a combo card, like you can play this after you combo. Obviously, you can use this. You combo, especially if you're comboing with your leader to protect your leader. Then you play after you combo with it. You play him, use his effect, draw a card, of course, and then tap rest one of your opponent's battle cards, so that way they can't use it to attack. Especially if it's a battle card that has three triple strike or victory strike or something like that. Any dual attacker, anything you don't want your opponent to attack you with. So it'll help you, at least prevent 2 potential, attacks to your life, and then that extra card you draw from playing it helps you replace itself. That's one good thing. Plus, it could be a combo card, it could be a negate, it could be another copy of them, and you're getting all this value out of them. So he's really good to play on your opponent's turn. So here's another Bardock. Great Ape Will of Iron. It's the promo one. He's a 20k double strike, so you see a theme there with double striking. Trying to beat my opponent as fast as possible. He's also a blocker, so that's very useful. Obviously, they're great apes, and they're also Saiyans. Auto, during your turn, at the end of the battle, after you combo with this card, choose up to one of your Bardocks and evolve it into this card. Note that these cards have the character name Bardock. As you can see, this is a Bardock This is a Bardock, so you can have him in play, right? You know, like you combo with him, get him into play, get his effect off, and then if you combo with this one, you will also be able to put this one into play by evolving on top of this one. So that's something you can keep in mind, that you can evolve an ape on top of an ape, you know, a great ape on top of a great ape. You don't have to have like their regular human forms in order to evolve. You can evolve an ape on top of an ape. You can evolve a Wheel of Iron on top of Wheel of Iron. You get the idea. Moving on, Great Ape Son Goku, Saiyan Instincts. It's just, besides that he's an ape and a Saiyan, you know, so he fits with the ape aspect of the deck. It has a really good graveyard effect where you can active main, pay 2, banish this card from your drop area into your warp, and draw 2 cards. You know, that's very useful. And if you have multiple copies, pay 2 for this one, draw 2. Then if you have another one in the graveyard, pay 2 more, banish it, draw 2. You get the idea. So if you get all 4 of these in the graveyard and you banish, you pay 8 energy, you can draw 8 cards in a single turn. You know what I mean? And that's great for it, especially if there are a lot of battle cards, because there's a lot of battle cards in this deck. There's only like 8 extra cards, and the rest is 42 battle cards. So your chances of getting stuff you can combo with, you know, battle cards to combo with, to try going for a, you know, one-hitter, finisher, double strike, is very useful. So this is something to keep in mind. He's a 0-cost 5k boost, so you can deliberately combo with it just to get to the graveyard, just so you can use this effect to draw. So that with your next attack, you have preferably two battle cards that you can combo with. And let's say what you draw is a Grade 8 Bardock Raiders War Cry. You know, you can take advantage of that, combo with it, summon it, draw. You get the idea. There's a lot of drawing in here. Plus, you know, the leader himself, when he attacks, he draws. So you see this. You see a pattern there. A lot of drawing, a lot of synergy, a lot of apes. Here's another ape. Hidden Power Grady Ape Tora. This is also a 20k blocker, 4-drop. Auto, after you combo with him at the end of the battle, you target one of your Toras and evolve it. When this card evolves, this is the second auto. When this card evolves, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO them. So, you know, there's that. So if you can set it up where you could do Bardock's Raiders War Cry, get his effect to rest one of your opponent's battle cards. Then, if you can evolve in the same turn with into Grady Ape Tora, get Grady Ape Tora's ability to get rid of that battle card. So that's synergy there if you can get those two out. We have Hidden Power Grady Pasha. She's a 15k 3-drop blocker. Auto, obviously you combo with her. You can evolve on top of a Pasha. Auto, second auto, when a card evolves into this card, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and switch them to rest mode. So more rest mode ability. You gotta remember that if you can use it to to defend, because you combo when you're being attacked, especially if your leader is being attacked, you combo and then evolve and then get the ability to rest 2 of your opponent's battle cards. That way you can, reduce a lot of potential attacks. And then, she's a blocker, so she'll be able to block an extra attack. So that's essentially an extra 3 attack. So when you combo, you probably survive that attack. So you block 1 attack, get her ability to rest 2, so that's 2 more attacks you're preventing. And then she's a blocker, so that prevent a 4th attack. So you essentially could prevent 4 attacks in a single turn, just by evolving her on top of either a copy of this Great Ape or into the Fasha Deluge of Power. Then, so now we have, Solidary Toro. Already mentioned that if your opponent has 2 or more battle cards in rest mode, you can play this without paying its cost. So if you have multiple copies, you can get them out on the field relatively quick. Really decent in a scenario where your opponent has like some type of swarm or rush deck, or they do some type of like chain attack, trunks type of play or something. So they're getting more battle cards and they're swinging at you. Then you can take advantage of, like, all right, well, now I can start playing stuff for free, because I could play Tora for free. Since my leader's Bardock, I could play Guinea for free, and start getting some some stuff out there and then start comboing and get some more stuff for free. So you get the idea. You're getting a lot of stuff out there for free. You're drawing, so you always have something, you know, to put out there to play with. This Fasha, when you combo with her, and if the battle, this only applies if you're using it with a yellow battle card. This card gets an extra 5,000 combo power for the duration of the turn. So it is essentially a 0-cost 10k boost. So it's kind of like a super combo, but only when you use it with a battle card. And that's it, just a 10k boost for free. You don't get to draw anything. And you know, she's a Fasha, so you can use her to evolve into your grade 8 Fasha. Then we have, of course, you know, Guineas, free blockers. You know, you see there's very little, there's no like negate cards in here. There's no cards for, it's a lot of blocking, it's a lot of, you know, strategy. You know, you play stuff, you get effects, and you're responding to your opponent's attacks before they clear attack and whatnot. Some stuff can't get their attacks negated. Some battle cards have immunity against negation cards. So obviously stuff like that puts things into rest and stuff like that is just as good as a negate, obviously, and in many ways better because it bypasses it. Blocker, you know, saying things like, hey, come attack me, don't attack the leader, don't do this. So that's how you defend your life. You want to defend it as much as possible. Of course, Lord of the Great Apes, King Vegeta. You play it, you can choose up to 5 costs or less energy Great Ape from your deck to your hand. So this is how you search out a lot of your apes. All the apes are 4 or less, so you know, you always have a target for it. We have Destructive Occupation Frieza. I upgraded from the Goku, where if you play it on your turn, you could play it, and it stays there, and you can kind of reuse it over again as long as you could block and protect it. It's still, you know, still valid of a strategy. It just didn't work much for me. It had potential, you know, obviously in this deck with the fact that I have the blockers and I can use it to boost up the blockers, so they can, you know, block, and I use the blockers to block to protect the Goku so that way he can stay there and keep doing his thing. But I was like, you know what, I don't want to do that because it only works when you combo with it on your turn. You get to put it into play, and then you can keep using it only on your turn after that. This, I could play on my opponent's turn and then get it on the field. And a 15k body that I could potentially use to attack my opponent on the following turn, you know, it's a little bit more beneficial. So I was like, I'll opt for this one. So that's why he's there. Some of these cards are obviously tech cards, just there for use. March of the Great Apes, of course, this is one way to help you swarm. You're already comboing to get out the apes, and then use this to get more apes. So you combo, you play this, you're getting a lot of value. Plus, this lets you draw 2 cards. You see the synergy, just draw. You know what I mean? The potential of decking yourself out is pretty high, especially with search power, drawing, and then you got the planet. Vegeta, when you play, you add a Great Ape. I mean, you add a same card from your deck to your hand, this level 4 or less. This can let you get any of the apes or just any of your Saints. This can let you get anything in the deck, obviously. That's the whole point. The main thing you probably would do is just go straight, get the Great Ape Bardock, Raiders, Warcry. And then at the end of your turn, switch all your Great Apes into active, so that way they can attack, because you want to attack, especially your double strikers, right? Like for example, this one double strike blocker, and you want to unblock. This Overrealm 20k double strike. I'm running out of time, so I'm just trying to show you real quick, so you can see, you know, a lot of double striking, trying to deal with much damage by turn 4 or 5. You know, the sooner the better. End my opponent out with, you know, with every attack is almost double damage, and try to get the double strikes to go through. And there's all, you know, Bardock's team, and that's the end of the video.